I'm honored to have you here, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome, everyone, to our latest video where we'll be exploring New Mosque, Istanbul. The New Mosque, originally named the Valide Sultan Mosque, and later New Valide Sultan Mosque after its partial reconstruction and completion between 1660 and 1665, is an Ottoman imperial mosque located in the Eminönü quarter of Istanbul, Turkey. It is situated on the Golden Horn, at the southern end of the Galata Bridge, and is a notable Istanbul landmark marking the crossing from the old historic core of the city to the Beyoğlu Pera district. The mosque is a notable example of the Sultanate of Women period in Ottoman Empire. Now, we shift our focus to Valide Sultan Mosque, a topic that deserves our attention. The construction of the mosque began in 1597. It was ordered by Safavi Sultan, who was the wife of Sultan Murad III and later Valide Sultan, Queen Mother of Sultan Mehmed III. She ordered the mosque in her capacity as Valide Sultan, 2 years after Mehmed II's ascension to the Ottoman throne in 1595, hence the original formal name Valide Sultan Mosque. The original architect was Davut Ağa, an apprentice to the great Eminönü. However, Davut Ağa died in 1599 and was replaced by Dalga Ahmedioğlu. The construction took more than half a century and was completed by another Valide Sultan, Şirin Sultan, mother of Sultan Mehmed IV. The project was hampered by political disconnect, and its location and monetary implications created dissent in the court. The Eminönü neighborhood was the city's foremost commercial center and home to a predominantly Jewish population. In situating the mosque there, Safavi Sultan hoped to extend the sphere of Islamic influence within the city, capitalizing on the growing discontent of local and foreign merchants caused by the growing power and influence of their Jewish counterparts, which gave the Sultan an easy justification for confiscating their property. However, the vast monetary outlay drew sharp criticism. In particular, the Janissaries resented the growing political power of the Valide Sultan and believed the mosque to be an unnecessary expenditure. Safavi was forced to abandon the project upon Mehmed II's death in 1603. The new Sultan, Ahmed I, had no interest in pursuing the project after Safavi was relegated to the harem and the construction was abandoned. As we venture forward, let's take a closer look at New Valide Sultan Mosque, New Mosque, and its impact on our understanding. New Valide Sultan Mosque, New Mosque. After 1603, the partially constructed structure gradually fell into ruins and was severely damaged during the Great Fire of 1660, which destroyed many neighborhoods in the city. Later that year, the imperial architect Mustafa Ağa suggested that Şirin Sultan, mother of Sultan Mehmed IV, should complete the project as a work of piety. Şirin also ordered the construction of the nearby Spice Bazaar, which forms a part of the Klai of the new mosque. Thus, in the last months of 1660, the construction of the mosque was resumed, while the construction of the adjacent bazaar began. The mosque was finally completed in 1663 and inaugurated in 1665. It was renamed the New Valide Sultan Mosque, Yeni Valide Sultan Cami. In time, this name was informally shortened as the New Mosque Yeni Cami among the public. Prepare yourself for an in-depth analysis of exterior in this section. The exterior of the mosque itself boasts 66 domes and semi-domes in a pyramidal arrangement, as well as 2 minarets. The main dome measures 36 meters in height and is supported by 4 flanking semi-domes. The dome plan of the new mosque is based on the earlier Esaid Mosque designed by Eminönü and on Selçuk Mehmed Aga's Sultan Ahmed Mosque. As with other imperial mosques in Istanbul, the mosque itself is preceded by a monumental courtyard avlu on its west side. The courtyard of the new mosque is 39 meters on a side, bordered on its inner side by a colonnaded peristyle covered by 24 small domes. An elegant Adravan ablution fountain stands in the center, but is only ornamental. The actual ritual purifications are performed with water taps on the south wall of the mosque. The facade of the mosque under the porch is decorated with Iznik tiles. Stone blocks supplied from the island of Rhodes were used in the construction of the mosque. Now, let's shift our attention to interior. The interior of the mosque is square-shaped and measures 41 meters on each side. The central area is defined by 4 large piers which are the main support for the dome. On the sides and rear of the central area are colonnades of slender marble columns connected by arches in a variety of styles. The dome is 17.5 meters in diameter and has a height of 36 meters. Like many other Ottoman imperial mosques, on the 4 corners where the dome meets the pillars holding it up are calligraphic plates with the names of the first 4 caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali. The interior space is extended with semi-domes along the east-west axis of the building, with smaller domes above each corner of the nave and even smaller domes above the corners of the galleries. The northeast corner of the gallery has a gilded screen, behind which members of the imperial court could attend services. This royal loge is connected by a long elevated passageway to a royal pavilion in the northeast corner of the mosque complex. The interior of the mosque is decorated with blue, green and white Isaac tiles, which are considered somewhat inferior in quality to tiles in earlier imperial mosques. The mihrab is decorated with gilded stalactites and the minbar had a conical canopy with slender marble columns. A library was built by Ahmed III in 1724-25 to the right of the porch in front of the tomb. The structure, which has stone brick alternate meshed walls, is square-shaped and covered with a flattened dome with an octagonal rim, which is provided with pendants. There are unique pen works left in the pendants and dome of the library. It is located at the corner of the courtyard wall to the south of the mosque. It was built in 1816 according to the inscription on it. The structure, which is handled with cut stone material, is covered with a wide E-flat onion dome and has 3 sections. The entrance hall, which is passed by the low arched door, is connected to the main room. The transition from the main space to the small space in the east direction was provided. II in the oval form at the top in the middle of the facade. Muhammad's monogram, at the bottom, is the inscription of the poet Barsif, in 2 rows, with a 10-line stone line. Now, let's redirect our focus towards burials and discover its significance in our narrative. There are 17 tombs in this tomb. One of Hassan Bedreddin Bey, the son of Sultan Abdulaziz's daughter, is the Sultan. There is also another tomb called the Stavton tomb, which was added in the 16th century. There are 21 tombs in this tomb. In the tomb it includes the graves of Abdulhamid I's daughters and Abdulaziz's daughters. Murad V and his consorts are buried in this tomb. The daughters and sons of Abdulhamid I who died before the exile of imperial family, and his mother Tirmjan Kadın, are buried in this tomb. In the restoration of recent years, traces of Sufi blessings were uncovered in the tomb. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of complex to reveal its true essence. As with other imperial mosques in Istanbul, the new mosque was designed as a klai, or complex with adjacent structures to service both religious and cultural needs. The original complex consisted of the mosque itself, a hospital, primary school, and Pagopan Palace. The large L-shaped market survives today as the Spice Bazaar, also known as the Egyptian Bazaar, a well-known Istanbul tourist attraction. The mausoleum tomb holds the graves of the Valide Sultan Hattis, her son Mehmed IV, as well as 5 later sultans, Mustafa II, Ahmed II, Mahmud I, Osman II, and Murad V, and various members of the court. Ongoing restoration and maintenance works are implemented by the Turkish General Directorate of Foundations. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications.